A very warm welcome. I am Piyush Kumar Sinha, and today we are going to go through a very brief mains GS4 paper that the UPSC just conducted. Before we start this session, चूंकि UPSC ने विलियम जेम्स, जो कि एक prominent American psychologist रहे हैं, उनके बेसिस पे क्वेश्चन पूछ लिया है. So I would like to start this session with a remark or a quote by another great analytical psychologist, psychiatrist, Carl Jung. Carl Jung said, nothing is random in the world. Yes, this applies equally to UPSC as well. Nothing is random. अगर आप syllabus, previous year's questions, and a thorough analysis of the pattern that the UPSC is following in terms of asking questions in the past few years, अगर आप इनका analysis करेंगे, then you yourself will find out that there is a certain pattern that the UPSC is following. And as is said, that proof is in the pudding. So we'll just show how UPSC does not buck this trend. In fact, it follows the same trend, following a pattern. This helped our mains students. We conducted several workshops for them. We conducted several videos for them, which are the likely topics जो UPSC पूछ सकता है इस साल में. Or you will find in this very session that most of the questions have been taken or have been asked from those very topics itself. And without much ado, let's just get started. Now, syllabus. As we discussed, syllabus is the most important aspect. अब आप देखें इसमें questions. For example, lessons from the lives and teachings of great leaders. Direct question from महावीर. महावीर जैन के जो भी learnings है, lessons हैं, teachings है, उस पे एक direct question आ चुका है. Attitude पे UPSC ने इस साल direct question पूछा है. The same quote by William James. What was the quote? The quote was that the greatest discovery in my generation is that a man can alter his life by altering his attitude. So that is the question based on attitude, right? उसके अलावा we move forward dedication to public service in the form of devotion to duty by civil servant. Devotion to duty, which more or less means the same. इस पे एक क्वेश्चन डायरेक्ट आ चुका है. कंट्रीब्यूशंस ऑफ मॉरल थिंकर्स. स्वामी विवेकानंद हैज बीन आस्क्ड अगेन. स्वामी विवेकानंद हैज बीन आस्क्ड अगेन. इसके अलावा तिरुवल्लुवर पे भी क्वेश्चन डायरेक्ट पूछ लिया गया. पब्लिक सिविल सर्विस वैल्यूज एंड एथिक्स इन पब्लिक एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन, राइट? सो व्हेन दे discuss the question about enabler and facilitator of growth and not as regulator, right? Direct question from there. इसके अलावा अगर हम देखें ethical concerns and dilemmas in government, so there is a question on, right, environmental approvals, है ना, vis-a-vis development in the border areas, keeping national security in mind. तो ethical dilemmas that a civil servant faces in the governmental sector, that has been directly asked. You see ethical issues in international relations and funding, right? Question on war and diplomacy. War and diplomacy has been asked. Carl von Clausewitz's quote है, war is a diplomacy by other means. That is what they are asked. कि उसमें क्या ethics inherent है, right? Then we go on and find that how work culture and code of ethics have been integrated together, right? Utilization of public funds is a direct question. What specific measures need to be taken to stop leakages in the underutilization and misutilization of public funds? So we see, if you are thoroughly prepared with this syllabus, these questions you can easily tackle. Nothing is random, nothing is coming out of the syllabus as such. Now, as we were discussing कि हमने, right, this mains paper analysis of last 5 years as well as वर्कशॉप्स जो कंडक्ट कराए उसमें से so many questions have been asked. And as I say that nothing प्रत्यक्ष को प्रमाण की आवश्यकता नहीं होती. So let's just delve into what we did in the class. Okay. So if you see the first question, in the present digital age, social media. So the question is basically on social media and ethics. And here we have shown how the pattern is evolving, जहाँ पे increasingly digital technology, including social media पे questions directly पूछे जा रहे हैं, as you can even see in the. So we must be very thorough with the ethical aspects of digital technology, excessive use of social media, the problems that are arising, mental issues, psychological issues, depression, right, restlessness that it is causing to people, right? So that is health issues. से related वो aspects, governance के aspects, society के values, changing values, जो ट्रेडिशनल वैल्यूज से किस तरीके से मॉडर्न वैल्यूज चेंज हो रहे हैं, तो ये तो एक रिफ्लेक्शन भी है. सोशल मीडिया इज आल्सो चेंजिंग द वैल्यू स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ द सोसाइटी itself. So you have to look into that. Now the next question that we see is what is meant by the term constitutional morality, right? That we discussed, and the question was directly on constitutional morality. You had to explain. Now again, this was thoroughly discussed in our workshop. Constitutional morality का क्या मतलब, ठीक है, और इसको कैसे अपहोल्ड करना है. तो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल मोरालिटी का हमने यहाँ पे मतलब बता दिया. कमिटमेंट टू अपहोल्ड द कोर प्रिंसिपल्स एंड वैल्यूज एनश्राइंड इन द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, जैसे कि जस्टिस, लिबर्टी, इक्वलिटी, फ्रेटर्निटी. बट यही खत्म नहीं किया, दो पार्ट है ना. तो वी गो बियॉन्ड and we try to little bit explain in 2 to 3 4 lines what exactly constitutional morality entails. Now the next question is Karl von Clausewitz quote, what is a diplomacy by other means? And the question was to present context of contemporary geopolitical conflict. And here we emphasize wars, conflicts, topics to look forward to for mains 2025. Must do, right? Again, war conflict, I've already said that a question is very likely to come from this perspective. Even from international aid perspective, say bhi, Israel, Hamas, Israel, Iran, etc. You have to cover them thoroughly. The next topic is national security in mind. Examine the ethical dilemmas related to environmental clearance and development projects. So here again, the ethical dilemmas that we discussed. Right, environmental concerns, right, were the important issue, right, environmental degradation, climate change, and ethical dilemma related to environmental clearances versus development. Although इसमें UPSC ने एक extra angle डाल दिया, national security in the border areas. So you had to just tweak your answer, little modification of your answer based on the demand of the question, although the major chunk of the points would go just like how you will deal with this question. कांची घची बोली, ethical dilemma क्या है? Environment versus development. Have you covered this topic? Okay. Here, as you've already discussed, William James, the greatest discovery of my generation, that a human being can alter his life by altering his attitude, right? And a question on attitude. We have thoroughly discussed that how UPSC is very likely to ask on this question, and this has been one of the neglected areas by the candidates, by the aspirants. Again, see, attitude. कि जब हम शुरू में बात कर रहे थे, a lot of people give it a miss. But it cannot be, because see कैसे पूछ रहा है, 20 में भी पूछा, 22 में पूछा. They have asked about the positive mindset of civil servants. How positive mindset is very important for civil servant. For example, there was a question इस तरीके से था कि rules and regulations are same for all the civil servants, right? Yet the performances are different. Different civil servants perform differently in different circumstances or situations, right? And then it was associated with the positive mindset, positive attitude. The next question, Swami Vivekanand, I emphasized time and again that look at the pattern, right? Nothing is random. Nothing is random. UPSC, given the even the present context, socio-political context, Swami Vivekanand is very, very important, and you must go through his works, his quotations, so as to have an edge over other candidates. Swami Vivekanand is the favorite, currently the favorite of UPSC. 24 में, 23 में, 21 में, 20 में, regularly, year after year, they are asking on Swami Vivekanand. So you must go through some of his anecdotes, उनकी लाइफ हिस्ट्री से थोड़ा सा 1 से 2 पेज में उनके कुछ कथनी हुई, करनी हुई, deeds he has done, the quotes that he has spoken. Okay. Now, major teachings here we identified, and I even wrote that this is what is going to come, Mahavir Jain, the next time. And this is just based on a very calculated analysis, right? Pattern trend analysis, right? So Mahavir Jain, as you can see in the clip that the question has been asked. You also do Mahavir Jain, right? Go and study these Mahavir Jain. Now, devotion to one's duty. And there's always emphasized that these are some of the foundational values: integrity, impartiality, non-partisanship, objectivity, and dedication to public service that you must cover and prepare thoroughly before going to the examination hall. And वही हुआ, devotion to one's duty पे direct question UPSC पूछ लेता है. All right. Aptitude, foundational values for civil service, very important: integrity, impartiality, non-partisanship, dedication to public service. So these are the ends of the question. This was the idea that we wanted to relay to you. कि किस तरीके से your preparation must be streamlined, your preparation must be thorough, and it must be based on scientific aspects. Randomly कुछ भी उठा करके नहीं पढ़ना है, आपको एक पैटर्न फॉलो करना है, आपको सिलेबस को ठीक से पढ़ना है, PYQs देखने हैं. Look for what the UPSC is seeking, what the UPSC is following in the previous year's questions, right? So this was a short session just to bring to you कि किस तरीके से UPSC questions frame कर रहा है और set very well with our analysis. In the next session, what we will be planning is to bring out a detailed solution to each of these questions. Apart from that, another session on case studies, and it will also include the patterns that we identified, 7 to 8 types of format that the UPSC follows in the exam, in the case study aspect, and how if you prepare just those formats, you will have ready-made points, ready-made answers to number of questions, which will not only save your time, but will also enrich your answer and help you get 15 to 20 marks at least more. Thank you. I hope to see you in the next video.